So, I wanted to talk to you about how I got to this place of meditation and how I meditated and learned to get to where I am now. And it I started about a year ago, and it was really hard at first. Like, I started off where um, I was like, how do I not have thoughts when all I am is a creature full of them, of ideas, um, just rambling, like it's constant, like um, I had help. Um, I asked people about it, I researched on it, and because all I knew about meditation was, like everybody does, is like, oh, you just be quiet and sit there. That's not really the case. It it's so much more than that. There's a lot of things that open up to you once you start calming the mind. And before I get into all of it, I actually have to meditate first. So I was just gonna record that, and so you can see what I do without being distracted by the fact that I'm recording, because I'm easily distracted and I don't mean to be, but it's what I do. So, fast forward to right now, what I would do is take some meds, drink some tea, and I usually will play some Ram Dass, because his voice is very soothing to me, and it doesn't matter if I'm not trying to meditate and I'm listening. Eventually you get sucked into wherever he's leading, and it's really relaxing. I remember the first few times I meditated successfully, I felt very stoned and high. Like, my whole body felt like the most comfortable it's ever been. Like, if you were to float on top of water, it was kind of like that. I was just like, wow. And I got really addicted to doing that right before bed. I was like, I want to float and just feel amazing and just go to sleep. A lot of people meditate and then go through their day. I usually end my day with meditation, or I'll begin my day with meditation, and or vice versa, or both. Depends on what's going on. Or if I need to take a nap in the middle of the day, it's I meditate before then, and then I'll go to sleep, because it's just like a great way to like calm your tits and get there to where you're like, okay, I'm ready to calm down, because a lot of information is being received. Just if you don't have access to quiet, work, traffic, all the above, kids, like it's always like their thoughts, commercial thoughts, subliminal messages, everything is flooding into us energetically, physically, being spoken to us. Like, we're sponges until we learn how to unabsorb what is being projected, and it takes practice. And I hope this makes your process faster than mine, but I don't really think it's about that, because the journey is a lot more fun too. You can learn so much about yourself just by quieting the mind. So let's do that. So right now, what usually snaps me into it faster is just listening to the sounds around me, and that being the only thing that hurts. And to get to there, I used to like mimic the sounds I was hearing mentally. Like, if I was hearing crickets and I couldn't get the words to stop, I would try and make cricket sounds as a thought, like the chirping. Um, so right now I can hear a ton of birds, and all you gotta do is just listen to them and take in some well needed oxygen, because breathing is a thing. my thoughts came back. So like this about as long as I can handle. Some days it's longer. It just depends what's going on in my physical world. If I can meditate for longer, and there's no real race to it. Ram Dass was telling me about a practice he did for 2 months, and the first month was pure torture, where they had him in a cave, and cave mountain, whatever. They had access. So there was one door, and you would go and rent these rooms, and no one would talk to you. They would just bring you food and take your old food away, and they had places for him to use the bathroom, and he was supposed to meditate in quiet for as long as he could go. In the first month, he said it was just, he was begging for a telegram, because this is so many years ago, for someone to save him, to relieve him and make him leave. And then by month 2, he was having the most, I just saw a hummingbird. Wow. He's having the most amazing experiences, where he was going anywhere he wanted, and by the end of the second month, he received his telegram that was saying that his father's wife got cancer, and she took care of him, and she wasn't gonna live for much longer, so he had his out to leave, and his teacher was like, if you stay, you'll be able to save and help many lives. If you leave right now, I don't know if you'll be able to keep the course, which he did, but he was stuck even with that dilemma. Do I choose my spiritual path and just forget what's happening, traumatically with my family? Or do I go home and take care of them, even though I've gotten so far in my practice? And naturally, which I think everyone should do, is go to your families, because your family is going to heal you in ways that only they could heal you. And they're your first original friends. They're your first gods, and goddesses if you have both parents, and they teach you how to be a part of the third dimensional society, and most of your trauma will come from them. And so it's really hard to deal with your siblings, your blood siblings, and if you guys have different ideologies and beliefs and ways of loving, which we all naturally do, and the best thing you can do is just go inward and love yourself first, so you're able to pour that same amount of love into other people. But it's just a matter of working with them even on their terms, in the way that they need things to be done. You just gotta be the strong, supportive beacon in that whole group. You just be like, I love you no matter what, because it's about being unconditional. And Ram explains that, family is your given karma. You guys chose being family before you got to Earth, and you were like, we're going to go through all of this stuff together, and we're going to come out victorious at the end of it, because we'll remember, we'll reawaken, and we will understand our mission. And it's a process, like, to have a very well-strengthened family, spiritually, physically, mentally. Like, that's the dream I think everybody wants, but the reality is much more experiencing all of it. You gotta experience all of it before you can get there, I guess. Anyway, that's this version.